Welcome to the J-Max Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Maxwell. Today I'm giving you my ultimate newbie guide for building muscle. But first I want to let you in on a little secret. If you're a newbie, everyone hates you because you can gain muscle so freaking fast. It's like unbelievable. Everyone wishes they were a newbie again because the fact is it's so easy to make gains. It's amazing. For instance, when I first started training, I started training seriously. I was always like lifting in the gym in high school and stuff. Didn't really take it that seriously. But when I went to university, I dialed in my nutrition, dialed in my workouts, didn't miss a workout, didn't miss a meal. And you know what happened? I ended up gaining 27 pounds of muscle in only 3 months. And on top of that, I added something crazy like 70 pounds to my bench press, like 80 or 90 pounds to my squat, and 100 pounds to my deadlift. Like, these are some insane gains. And these are gains that if I told you that I made these gains now, you'd be like, dude, you're on steroids. But if you're a beginner, you can make these gains no problem. It is insane. It's amazing. I can't describe to you how great it is to be a newbie. So if you are a newbie and you are listening or watching to this video, you are not in a bad problem at all. You're setting yourself up for some amazing muscle gains to come, and it's going to be a great time for you. But first, you need to know how to do it correctly. It only takes a few different things. It's very simple, really. The first thing you need to do is you need to work out like 3 times a week, maybe 4 times a week. You're going to do full body workouts, and you're going to the main focus of your workouts is going to be compound exercises. And you need to use big compound movements for your whole body. You probably read so many articles right now saying you need to use compound exercises, and it's true. I'm telling you the same thing, but I'm going to tell you what exercises to use. And it's actually very simple. So you're going to use one exercise for each body movement. So you have about 6 fundamental human movements, and they go like so. You have horizontal pushing, horizontal pulling, vertical pushing, vertical pulling, knee dominant, and hip dominant. So what are the exercises for those? So you need to choose one exercise from each of those movements. So it's going to be 6 compound exercises in your workout. And you're going to spend the most time working and perfecting these movements and getting stronger. So for a horizontal push, it could be something like a bench press, a push-up, a dumbbell bench press. For horizontal pull, it could be something like bent over row, chest supported row, seated cable row, one arm dumbbell row. For vertical pushing, you would do dumbbell military press, barbell military press. Those are basically your movements there. For vertical pulling, you would do pull-ups, chin-ups, lat pull down if you can't do a pull-up or chin-ups. So you're getting that pulling action in. Then for knee dominant, those are things like front squats, back squats, lunges, Bulgarian split squats. Those are some great movements for the knee dominant. And for hip dominant, you could do things like deadlifts, rack pulls, Romanian deadlifts, single leg deadlifts, and even hip thrusts. So pick one exercise from each of those categories, and then that's going to be your workout for that day. So that's your full body workout. Then you're going to be working out 3 days a week. So you're going to do a different rep scheme on each day. So day 1, you would do, let's say, 3 sets of 12 reps. Day 2, you're going to do 3 sets of 10 reps. And day 3, you're going to do 4 sets of 8 reps. And just keep working like that. You don't have to do the same movement every single day. If you're getting bored, you can change the movement. You don't have to do the same exercise every day. But if you get bored, you can change the exercise. Just make sure it's within the same category of movements. So you're still doing a balanced full body workout. Now, the second thing you should be doing is at the end of your workout, you want to focus on some isolation work. Now, I used to be in the boat where I would say, you know what, beginners don't need to do any isolation work. It's just a waste of time. But you know what? Beginners do need to use isolation work because when you build muscle, you need to know how to contract that muscle. You need to know how to put tension through that muscle. When you are contracting that muscle as hard as you can, that muscle is going to grow. You're sending signals to your brain, and then your brain sends signals to your body to make that muscle grow. So isolation exercises are actually super important for that. So you need to know how to isolate your bicep and contract your bicep. You need to know how to isolate your tricep and contract that tricep. You need to know how to contract your pecs. You need to know how to contract your delts, your rear delts. You need to know how to contract your lats, your hamstrings even, your quads. You need to fully practice how to contract all those muscles. And on top of that, you should be doing a bit of core training, specifically front planks and side planks. So what you want to do is do like 3 isolation exercises at the end of your workout and only do like 2 sets of 12 reps. So on day 1, you could isolate, let's say, your pecs and your deltoids. So do lateral raises, and you could do dumbbell flies, and then you could do something like front planks, 2 sets of 60-second holds on a front plank. Day 2, you could do rear delts, so like chest supported rear delt flies to hit the rear delts. You could also do side plank, and then you could do something like your biceps and triceps. And then on the 3rd day, you can isolate your calves and your hamstrings, and yeah, that's basically it. So those are the places where you're going to learn to isolate those muscles. And once you start doing that, your goal is to actually try to get those muscles to cramp up. Now, they probably won't cramp, but the goal is to try to get them to cramp, because then you're contracting those muscles as hard as possible. You're putting the tension in, and then they're going to grow. And then once you isolate those muscles, I want you to focus on trying to fire those muscles when you're doing the compound movements. And once you do that, those compound movements become more effective because you're able to put the tension into the muscles, and you're able to get that much more growth and strength out of the movement. So it's super important to do that. And it's just ending your workout with some isolation exercises. It's nothing huge, it's not breakthrough or anything like that, but it works like crazy. Next, and I would say this is probably the most important thing for beginners, and actually anyone who works out, is the overload principle. So you're only going to make progress if you're getting stronger in the gym. So your goal of every single workout is to get stronger in each and every single exercise. That means you have 3 options once you go into the gym. You're either going to beat you have 2 options. You're either going to beat or tie your previous performance. So that means it comes down to 3 things. For one, if you're going to tie it, you need to do the exact same sets and reps for the exact same weight that you used in your previous workout for that movement. Number 2, if you're going to attempt to beat last workout's performance, you need to do maybe the same weight, but add an extra rep onto there, so you're doing more reps. Or your 3rd option, if you want to beat last workout's performance, is you need to increase the weight by like 5 pounds. It's only 5 pounds. And then you do that same number of reps. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but what you're doing is you're constantly just getting a bit better each time. And you're overloading yourself, so you're making it a bit more of a challenge each time. Your body adapts to that challenge, and then you need to challenge it further. That's how you get stronger. That's how you build muscle. That's how you lose fat even. You need to just keep progressing. And once you progress, like over a long period of time, these gains add up like crazy. You build more muscle, you get stronger. And it's just a simple rule. You just need to beat or tie last workout's performance. Now, this wouldn't be a guide unless I told you about what you need to do for nutrition. And nutrition is pretty simple. If you're a newbie and you want to build muscle, you could probably eat a lot of calories. So I'm going to say body weight times 18. So if you're like, 150 pounds, that would be something like 2,700 calories per day. So it's a big chunk of calories you get to eat. And for some reason, when you're a newbie, it seems like whatever you eat, it goes to building muscle and you don't get fat. It's crazy, as long as you have good, solid workouts. From here, you also want to get a minimum amount of protein every single day. Protein is super important, and it's the one thing that I see newbies screw up time and time again. So I'm telling you right now, you need to get a minimum amount of protein of 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, you need to eat at least 150 grams of protein per day. Now, if you're complaining and making excuses, you need to just get over it, and you need to just fucking eat those. You just need to get your minimum protein because it's super important. And you can't be making excuses about it. It seems like it's a lot of protein to get, and it seems super difficult, but you just need to go and freaking do it. If you're not getting your protein, start taking whey isolate powder to help supplement your protein so you're getting enough protein. If you're not getting enough protein, try eating protein at every single meal. You need to be focusing on protein as your number one because that's what builds muscle. So I don't give a shit if you don't like eating eggs for breakfast. Find something else to eat. Eat some steak for breakfast, for God's sake. It doesn't matter. But what really matters is you need to get the protein in, okay? It's super important, guys. Get the protein, get those calories, do your full body workouts, big compound exercises, learn how to isolate certain muscles so you can contract those muscles, and just work at it time and time again, over and over. Be consistent, and I guarantee you in like 90 days, you'll make some great results. And by the end of the year, you will have made some of the best muscle gains of your life. And it's all from just doing the simple formula that I just revealed to you today. So guys, I am Jason Maxwell, here from JMax Fitness, and I'll be talking to you guys next time.